We're getting information. Yesterday, we heard the news. We heard the news that after over 5 years of what seemed like a never-ending legal tussle, the Commercial Court 7 in Accra found the Confederation of African Football guilty of infringing on the intellectual property rights of something that you put together, something that you made.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now about all of that?
Well, it's hard to explain, but yeah, I feel good about the fact that the law took its course in my favor, and the fact that, something that a lot of people told me was not going to happen, happened. And so I feel exonerated. Yeah, I guess that's the word.
Exonerated?
Yeah.
How did all of this happen? Take us through it. What's the genesis of this?
So, okay, so I make beats, as obviously.
Yes, you were a beat maker, you were a producer.
Yes.
Yes.
It's my passion. I don't play any instruments, but I enjoy creating music. And so I got a software that helps me do this without having to know how to play any instrument. And through that, I decided to carve a niche for myself, essentially make African-themed film scores and soundtracks. And when I do these things, I post them on my YouTube or my SoundCloud, that hopefully someday somebody would need it and I'd license it to them and I'd make some money, But yeah, it takes a lot of effort to get that kind of recognition. So, but I still kept on, and I've been doing this for over a decade.
Yeah,
so I've
you've
got
been making beats for over a decade.
Got about 2,000 beats, like just there.
Wow.
So I uploaded my.
I think yesterday I saw on your Twitter that you'd released a new collection of beats.
Yeah, that's even in 2022. I had I did a whole 30 beat album, scores, different types of genres, and I put them out there. So one December morning, I had a call from a friend who said, "Hey, I've been listening to your beats and I just heard one on Twitter," because I don't follow sports, so I would never have seen this. I saw a tweet from CAF, and I think they may have used your beats for one of their promotional videos for the CAF Awards. So he sent me the link and I checked it out, and it was indeed my beats. And so I reached out to them. I quoted them in a tweet and told them, "Hey, this is my beats, and so if we should get talking."
Yeah.
And
do the needful.
Absolutely, those were the words.
Yeah, do the needful.
So they didn't get in touch through Twitter, so I went to their website, sent a message on there, hoping that somebody would reach out to me. Then eventually somebody actually did. I think someone got my number, gave my number. No. Someone reached one way or the other, but
they reached out to you.
Finally.
That's the bottom line. Yes. They got your number somehow, and they were able to get through to you.
Yes. So they sent me an email, and I sent them my email, and I forwarded them the message that I sent to them via email, and they asked me, "So what's the way forward?" And I'm like, remuneration, like
exactly.
You have to pay for it because you
didn't
used my
intellectual property. You didn't credit me. You're supposed to pay me for it.
That was it. Didn't hear from them again. And so I thought, okay, maybe they're going to think about it and come. But they didn't come back. So I had my lawyers send them a letter, cease and desist from using it. And you see, the way this thing works on social media, I just went, other people took the video, reposted it.
And kept on reposting.
So eventually they took it down at a point, which was way too late for...
they had already spread. They've already used it
even
for the promotion.
Today, it's online.
It's still online?
Yes.
That promotion is still online?
That promotion is still online. Other people posted it, so it's still online. So my rights are still being infringed as we speak. So when that happened, the lawyer sent them a letter, and we were expecting to hear from them, making an offer. Nothing. We had to even DHL them a letter and all those things. Nothing. Then I spoke to lawyers. Like, I kept speaking to lawyers, and the amount of money I was told I'd have to pay scared me at the time, because I didn't have that kind of money.
The amount of money you'd have to pay the lawyers to actually do this case for you, to pursue this case.
Yes. It was a lot, and it was like...
The legal fees alone.
Legal fees and everything.
So you just wanted to let it go.
So yeah, I got to a point, I de-gassed, I lost
You
I lost interest. Like, you know what? I'd go and invest all this money and I might not even make anything worth, appreciating. So let me just let it go. Then a year or two afterwards, I bumped into, I saw, so there was this lawyer who had written a book about intellectual property, and someone asked me to speak to her, not about my case actually, but about intellectual property. And I had a tech show at the time, so I invited her onto my show. And then during the conversation, I brought up the fact that, hey, but somebody actually infringed on my intellectual property. And she was shocked. She's like, so what have you done about it? I'm like, nothing. She's like, no, we have to talk about it. So that lawyer, Sarah Noko Anku of Anku at Law, sat me down, talked me through all the things that I could do, educated me on intellectual property, basically, and copyrights, and how much I could earn from this. And I'm like, wow, like nobody made me feel like it was worth anything. So after all that education and assurance, because even then still there was a lot of noise surrounding this issue from my friends and other people I've spoken to, that, let it go, you'd finish, you'd win, execution would be an issue, enforcement, they don't have a physical body here, they are in Egypt. But she assured me, she's like, listen, let's do this. I'm not going to take, I'm not going to bother you with any plenty money. I'm just going to help you with this because I think that it's your rights and I respect that. And I think people need to respect your rights. So she was very big on the fact that it was about them respecting my rights. And it was a statement that we had to make because I also felt that way. She's like, yeah, so let's go for it. Even if you don't make like sizable amounts, you have at least made an impact in the industry and people would feel like, yeah, I want that. So then we decided to pursue it. And yes, it still did come with some legal cost.
Yeah.
But, the fact that I knew this was for a purpose, I knew that, we were setting the tone for a conversation that needed to be had. I was glad about, doing it. So even if I don't win anything in my mind, the creative industry needed to know how very important copyright and intellectual property is.